Hey, this is Cool Trains in Montreal, and I'm going to be working on a new project. And I'm going to be showing you some of the things that I have and some of the things that I'm going to be using to build this little project layout. So what I'm doing here is going to be building just a small layout of a loop. Now, this seems boring, I suppose, but the idea is to build something that's going to be compact and easy to make, and something that's going to, be ready to be working in as little time as possible. So I'm trying to get this done in like 2, 3 weeks, something like that. So this is like a kind of a small project that you can do in the run up to Christmas to make, say, like a little Christmas layout or something like that. So what I'm doing is getting a lot of these artist panels from the dollar store, which they measure. I don't know if you can read it there. It's 1 foot by 1 foot 4, which when you look at it is kind of an odd. It's an odd. Um, See if you can see it there. It's an odd kind of shape when you think about it, but these are lightweight and they're already built. They have a nice wooden base there, and I can glue them all together. And that's important for people that are living in a condo situation where you can't make a lot of noise and you can't do a lot of carpentry. You can buy these little panels, they're $4 each, and you can build something that's very versatile. Because when you think about it, you can either make these into like a long bench, into a maybe a long how you say yeah, you can do it like as a bunch of benches, and then make it into a hollow center, so you have like a kind of a donut situation, which I'm considering doing in the future. Or you can do what I'm going to do here and make say a 3 foot by 4.5 foot. I think that's how that would measure out, square. And then what I'm going to do is put a low oval of track, and then I'm going to break it up with backdrop, so that you're going to have part of the oval showing on one side and part of the oval showing on the other side. So the train will be running around in a circle, but it won't show as a circle. You'll be seeing only the one track at a time. You won't see the train doubling back on itself, or at least you'll have at least a background to look at. So that's for future. Now, unfortunately, also Udisco was going out of business. This is a Montreal-based hobby store. And so I'm going to show some of the things that I bought at half price because Udisco was going out of business and they had a 50% off sale. So I got 3 of these Y switches. So that's a pretty good find. The Ys, some people I guess didn't like them. I'm fine with them because I can find a spot for them for $12 each. So I got these 3 Ys. They're the Streamline Ys. I'm going to have to check to see if my AMT train cars, which are the ones that are giving me a problem with the wider radius curves, will go through this. I think it will. It'll be fine. So yeah, that's the next thing, is very important for me. I can't solder. I'm visually impaired, so these are already done soldered leads, track leads. So I got a whole ton of these things. Now these are like $4 each, but I mean, I got them at half price. So for $24, this is normally like $40. So I think that was a pretty good deal. And there's like 2 in each of those bubbles. So that's going to be enough for my projects, a couple of projects. So that works out well for me. So the third thing that I did get was this Walters kit. Now this Walters kit here is for the it's called the Glacier Gravel Company, but it's kind of a mining complex. For $50, which was really $25, it's a pretty good deal. And what I like about it is that I've got these conveyor belts and the hopper and all these things that are hard to make scratch building, because the buildings themselves, you can get the materials and build them yourself. It's not too difficult. However, these more finagly kind of detailed things like the conveyors are worth it, make this kit worth it. So I can probably scratch build this, or rather kit bash this with some other things to make a bigger complex if I want to. Or I can kind of condense it, and I have some quarry trucks that I'm going to use with this and make a little kind of a gravel pit or something like that. It's really interesting. Okay, next thing I got. Now these are the mini metals. A lot of people probably already know them. Now, these trucks are cool. Now, they're not really fitting into the 1990s, 80s setting that I um, model, but they are really good in that they are good representation of a truck, and it's like a condensed model. So that when I put this with my, say, for example, warehouse, like you see over here, it's going to look great. And again, you can see the size of the warehouse with the relation to the square, the basic building block of my new layout. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to actually use that particular building. However, you see the idea, the size of it. So here we got two of these models. They're normally something like 15 bucks. So I got like them for $7. Two trucks for $7. And that's pretty good when you consider I got these trailers and I got these tractors. Now, I would normally not buy them separately like this. However, I really like the tractors and the trailers. I just wish they came in a set kind of like this one did, because I would have got the two of those. But anyway, I had to buy them like this because that's what they had. So for like 20 bucks, I got myself 4 trailers and trucks. So altogether, you know, six trucks for like 30 bucks. So it's like $5 a truck. That's a pretty good deal. And on top of that here, I got some Cork Road Bed, which is very important. It's a whole box of it there. So I think I got that for like 15 bucks. That's normally probably $30. So that's pretty decent. And at the dollar store, again, blue. This is important for this kind of acrylic blue. It's cheap, really cheap. And it's the right shade of blue for a backdrop. For if you've seen any of my videos in the past, you would see the backdrops that I've been making, and this blue is perfect for that. And you can get that at the dollar store, although lately I've had to look hard for it. The dollar stores don't actually carry a big selection, but when they're there, oh, I get them. Yeah, so I got 2 of them, so that's going to be good for my backdrop. And what I'm planning to do is bisect this layout. It's going to be 3 feet by 4.5, like I said, a square. But I'm going to have a diagonal kind of backdrop that will allow me to put buildings and stuff at an angle, so that it's not just a square everything. There will be some differences to it. And I'll make another follow-up video of this. Now, again, like the point of this is to have a layout that's running really quickly, so that while I'm building something more elaborate, I still have something that I can run in a loop, because that's what I'm really missing here, is a loop layout. I have the back and forth layouts, I have the nice little static display layouts, but I really am missing a loop, and the loop is just for continuous running, and I miss the running part. So but at the same time, I want to do something small and easy to begin with, and then I'll do something more elaborate later on. And this little layout is going to be done for speed and convenience, and to show the potential of how small a layout doesn't necessarily have to be boring. I'm going to show how I can make this an interesting layout. So this is just a short little list of things that I've made. I've gotten at Udisco and at the dollar store for my next projects. And I would suggest that if you're in the Montreal area and you can get to the Udisco before it closes at the end of 2020, you can get in there, and maybe you can get some more of these trucks. If there's anything left over, probably in December, I will go again and maybe get one more set of trucks. But I'm on a kind of a budget, so I can't really. This is probably the most splurging I've done on model trains in a long time. And yeah, so if you're on a budget, you want to drop by there and see what you can get before it's all gone. The trains are all gone, by the way. That's a shame, but this is what I really needed. And especially these boxes that you can get at the dollar store. And I'm going to show you how you can make them into a nice little layout. And yeah, I'll elaborate on that in the future. So if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to Cool Trains in Montreal. Have a good day.